Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday morning. It is 10:30, and that means it is time for Ask the Doula Live. Good morning. My name is Charlotte Bailey. I am a birth and postnatal doula and founder of Birth Warriors, helping you to have your birth your way. I'm pretty fresh faced this morning. I'm just back from walking the dog, and I am without makeup, and I'm kind of on the fly a bit this morning because what I had prepared to talk with you about today has completely gone out the window because I'd just seen a post by somebody who attends the Positive Birth Movement group that I run, and I hope she won't mind me sharing a little bit about this. She said something really, really, really insightful, which was recognising the power of language in affecting your birth outcomes. So I've completely scrapped what I was going to talk to you about this morning, and instead I'm going to pick up that point about language because it is so important. It's so important to watch your language, to watch the self-talk, and to make sure that you are using your words appropriately because of the impact that they have on your body and therefore the impact that they can have on your birthing outcomes. So, so forgive me because I'm like literally going to be like reading from books and notes and scribbled handwritten things that I've just done in the last 5 minutes. So let's get going. So Gandhi said that we should always aim for complete harmony of thoughts and words and deeds. So let's just think about what he means there. Why was he saying that? Well, we know now from a neuroscientific perspective that what we think influences the way that we feel. Literally, on a cellular level, our bodies, our cells will vibrate to a different resonance, and we can control that through the way that we think. So the way that we think and the words that we use will influence the way that we feel, and then our feelings will impact upon our behaviours and our actions, and ultimately the consequences of those actions, okay? So when we apply that to labour, when we apply that to pregnancy, just want you to think about that for a moment. If you are using language in your pregnancy relating to your labour that is based in fear, if you are using words like pain, like fear, like frightened, like agony, like excruciating, dramatic, inflamed, fear-based language, you are programming your body to anticipate being extremely afraid. Hi Jacinta, thanks for joining in. This is a book that's not birth related at all. This is Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. It was a really seminal text that came out of the early 1900s. And I just want to read a quick passage from there that he talks about autosuggestion. And he says, autosuggestion is a term which applies to all suggestions and all self-administered stimuli which reach one's mind through the five senses. And it goes on. Through the dominating thoughts which one permits to remain in the conscious mind, whether these thoughts be negative or positive, is immaterial. The principle of autosuggestion voluntarily reaches the subconscious mind and influences it with these thoughts. So what he's saying there is, or what we're saying now is, if you hold on to thoughts of fear, then the auto-suggestion is you have something to be afraid of, and that's what you'll expect, and your body will clam up. And if you've ever heard of Grantley Dick Reed and his seminal text, Childbirth Without Fear, or if you've read it, you'll know that from a physiological perspective, actually we don't labour efficiently when we're in high levels of fear because of the cortisol and the adrenaline and the way that that's impacting upon the functionality of the uterus and our contractions and our production of oxytocin. But what Napoleon Hill is also saying there is then, well, if using language of fear is going to have a detrimental effect on us, then the opposite is also true. So using language of strength, using language of positivity, using language of courage, of power, then the auto-suggestion kicks in that you are strong, you are powerful, you are courageous, you are coping, you will birth your baby effectively. You will literally, if you use the power of auto-suggestion enough, feel more powerful going into your labour, rather than going into your labour from a place of expectant fear. This, I believe, and I don't know too much about hypnobirthing, but from the little bit that I have understood about it, is how hypnobirthing works. So throughout a process of your pregnancy, you can be using auto-suggestion to really elevate your thoughts to a place of power and courage, okay? So that when you are in that birthing room, your default is... You're just distracted by comments. Your default there is a place of power rather than one of powerlessness, okay? So because I haven't prepared too much on this, I don't want to ramble on, all right? But I just want to please offer this to you, and not just to you if you're pregnant, but also if you have a pregnant partner. Please watch your language, okay? Our language is powerful. It has deep-rooted abilities to impact upon the way that we feel, and therefore the actions, behaviours and consequences that we take. So use powerful language, guys. Don't do yourself a disservice by keeping your thoughts in a position of fear. All right, I love you. That's all from me today, and I'll speak to you next week.